I go to New Jersey. Okay, the run is from New Jersey to Massachusetts, or Massachusetts to New Jersey, and New Jersey and back. Massachusetts to New Jersey is just fine, but coming from New Jersey back to Mass was insane. 2.5 to 3 hour trip took like 4 hours. My previous job, I didn't have to work that long, and I was making a little more. And if you've been watching the videos, you know they cut our pay. They changed it from hourly to by the mile. That's nothing but a cut in pay. And they try to spin it and make it sound like you could make more with mileage. I don't believe you can make more with mileage, especially if you're local, you're home every day. And maybe those over the road guys, I can't speak to that experience because I've never been an over the road trucker. I've always been local. But the job I had before was local, between 40 and 45 hours a week. And I hardly had to worry about traffic because it was overnight. I didn't have to worry about waiting on people because it was a straight drop and hook. It was nothing else. I wasn't opening the back doors. I wasn't waiting for the receiving manager. I wasn't waiting for other people to make their deliveries. None of that. I'll just go to the site. I knew what trailer was empty. I'll just swap it out, put the loaded trailer in, change the pin locks, and that was that. This job, I get to the store, especially yesterday, what pissed me off. I should have only been at the site for like a half an hour, just doing my thing. It takes about half an hour for me to do what I'm supposed to do, which at the previous job, working for Macy's and JB Hunt, it would take me like 15 minutes to do everything I needed to do. Here at this job, it takes me a freaking half an hour. Like clockwork. It never changes. 30 minutes all the time. It's insane. But anyway, I get to the site and there's 2 trucks ahead of me. A lumber truck being unloaded right there, which to me is like, okay, move the truck out the way and let the other pass and get on the dock so they can be unloaded, and then let me do my swap out. But I get there, the lumber truck's being unloaded. There's a person in front of me that needs to get to the empty dock that they have empty dock that's designated for outside deliveries. And then there's my company, which usually have 2 docks. So they usually have 4 docks at the stores, or 3, 4 or 3. 2 docks are dedicated to the company I work for. I'm like, it's a simple solution. I shouldn't have to wait. Man, I waited there for like 2.5 hours. Because the thing was, I had to go to a stop in Connecticut. And then after that, go to New Jersey. All right, which, I mean, it was an hour away from the place in Connecticut. So it should have been like an easy run. I was slated to get to New Jersey by 1 o'clock. I got there like by 3. And so now we're in rush hour traffic territory. And so that's already a problem. That's already a problem. So I get to the first store. There's all these people in front of me. I'm waiting 2.5 hours. Then the person that's supposed to go on the empty dock takes forever. She must have been a beginner, because she could not whip that thing in the dock. And then when she finally got in there, she was mad crooked. So it left less room for me to get in, and it made me crooked, which at these stores, if you're not straight in the dock, sometimes the trailer claw won't latch. And you know, they got all these things that I need to do. I got to roll back the tandems and make sure it's straight in the dock, it's not crooked. Everything has to be lined up just perfectly. All this other stuff that I never had to do at the other place. It's so involved. This new job is so involved. I'm not used to this. And I'm making less money for more work. That seems to be a theme in today's economy. We're doing more work for less pay. I'm surprised there's not a revolt. And this company has propaganda against unions, which is, I see more need of a union. They talk about, oh, you got to pay dues. The dues ain't that much compared to the pay you get, the pay increase you get if you have a union, fair hours if you have a union, better benefits if you have a union. Without a union, these companies just get to do whatever the hell they want. And this company takes pride in not having a union. They say, well, the unions, they don't have a hold on corporations like they used to, so they're just trying to get their power back. It sounds like propaganda from the government that we have out now. Just all lies. And I knew it didn't feel right in my spirit when I went to the week orientation, the orientation for a week that I had to go to out of town. And they was going in like, don't accept union cards, and then somebody come talk to you about a union, reject them. And we talk to our employees and we try to give them a fair wage, but yet when I get in a company about a month in, they'll talk about, oh, we're not paying by the hour anymore. So again, now I'm doing more work for less pay. Didn't realize how good I had it at the other job. So I feel like I'm getting cheated every time, like I go out and I get stuck in this traffic. Yesterday shouldn't have been that long. It really shouldn't have. And I'm depending on people, and people are not doing their job correctly. Then on top of that, when I get to the first site, they was like, oh yeah, and the trailer's not empty. So the trailer has to be emptied out as well, because they didn't do it yesterday. Again, people not doing their fucking job. I didn't have to deal with that at the other place. So it's been a long week. And I told management, I said, listen, y'all got me doing all this shit. Like the other day, they had me do a random drug test. That took up like 3 hours of my time. And then they sent me like 3 hours away after that. And then sent me another 3 hours to the second site. I'm like, y'all gonna have me out here all night for some random drug test, the second in like 3 months. And for a person who's never done drugs or smoked cigarettes or never had a drink in his life, when I have to take these kind of tests, it's annoying, because like I'm the one person that will never do drugs ever. It's just not appealing to me. Here's my vice. Everybody has one. Food and sex. Bottom line, okay? Food and sex. That's my vice. I don't see the appeal in drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. I don't see the appeal. I could get high in other ways. I used to tell my friends, I used to have a couple of drunk friends I used to hang out with. We go to the strip clubs. I used to tell them, listen, I don't need to drink to have a good time. I could get drunk naturally. And I can. And do. If I want to get funny and silly and goofy, I can do that. I could be a good time. Now it seems like the older I get, the lot less I'm a good time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. But anyway, so to have to take out my time to do a drug test, to me, it's a waste of time. Like, you're getting the wrong person. I know truckers who be indulging in shit or hanging around people who do, which is crazy. Like, so I can't even go to my mom's house a lot of times because my sister be up in there smoking weed. And I'm like, Mom, if Jamila's home, I can't because I can't get contact high. And they'd be like, you're ODing, but sorry, I'm not. I don't even want to be around it. I don't even want to chance it, because now I'm at a company who love to do these drug tests. And the company I work for is very strict. They'll fire you at the drop of a dime. I've seen it. I went to training. On day one of the training, I went to out of town, by the way. They'll book your hotel and everything and fire you on the first day. I'm like, what kind of company is this? How are y'all retaining employees? Y'all fire all of them over stupid shit. So I mean, this company is strict. The pay is horrible. And when I got there, the people, the drivers who had been there for a while, I'm talking about for years, they were saying, when they was getting paid by the hour, they were saying the pay wasn't enough for this job. They're all Trumpers, by the way. Well, the white guys, not the minorities, not the black and the Spanish, or the Hispanics, right? Just the white guys. They all got Trump banners and stuff on their trucks and whatnot. They're all Trumpers. They took a pay cut. I heard one of them complain he got a sticker that says Trump Nation on his truck, his pickup truck. They all look the same, by the way. Goatees, sunglasses, and bald heads. Or big beards, sunglasses, bald heads. All the same look. All the same kind of pickup truck. They all got bumper stickers on it that either say Trump or 1776 or some nonsense like that. But anyway, one guy was like, oh yeah, I got stuck in traffic. That we don't get paid by the hour anymore. Like, how does that feel? Because, Trump is all about the corporations. He's all about businesses. He loves the business. He loves the millionaire class, or the billionaire class. Or as I like to call them, the Epstein class. He's about enriching his friends, not the poor man. Matter of fact, he despises his base. He hates those guys. He hates the guys with the big beards and the bald heads and the pickup trucks. He hates them. He wish he could be with the elites and the stars and the celebrities, and they hate him. So anyway, how's it feel to get a pay cut? Trump supporter. This is under Trump's economy. You're getting a pay cut. And you're a trucker. You're in the industry that's supposed to support you guys, right? How does that feel? So I don't like the way I feel at this job. I really don't. I'm not satisfied with this job. I'm not. Man, and that's why I really want this YouTube thing to work. I still have my doubts. Even though I've gotten paid, even with my new channel, got paid. My previous channel that was demonetized, totally my fault, by the way. Got paid $300 a month. So I know it's possible, but it still feels like a pipe dream. It still feels like it may not happen. So I do have my doubts. There's several reasons why I'm doing this, and I'm not, I shouldn't bank my reasoning on doing this to get money, because if you do that, you can set yourself up for failure. You got to have other reasons, stronger reasons other than money, because money isn't, you may think it's a strong motivator. It's really not. It's other things that money can do for you that's the motivator. This thing is acting up now. Hey, did I have to do this while I'm filming? Y'all excuse me. But money shouldn't be the sole motivator. It really shouldn't. So I'm doing this to improve myself, to get my voice back, which I feel that I've lost over the years. And the more I do this, the better I get at it, of course, even if it's horrible. I'm sure these videos are horrible. There's no denying that. They're horrible, I'm sure. Whatever. Got to get my reps in. The consistency and building a new skill of editing and uploading and posting and learning YouTube. That's a benefit. Learning how this thing works. And I've kind of learned a lot over the last 15 years about YouTube. Although I will say there's this rule. I forget what they call it. I think it's the 6-3-2 rule or something like that. Do one thing at a time, do it right, finish it. Yeah, 6-3-2. Do one thing at a time, do it right, and finish it. All these years I've been fooling around with YouTube. I've been like going back and forth and trying different things and not really harnessing one thing and just working with that for a long time. When you do that and you're putting your hands in too many pots, things take longer. Nothing gets done. And even though I know that, I still continue to do too much. And so I've resolved that no matter what, I'm going to be doing this for the rest of my life. No matter what, whether I get views or not. Just keep on plugging away at it. Something will cut, something will catch, something will take hold. I mean, as long as the platform is still here, who knows? But even if it's not here, if I have to move on to another platform and do the same thing, well, then do that. But by that time, I would have put in the practice and the reps, and I would have like paid my dues, as they say, I'm already used to it because it's a skill. It's something that I'm used to doing every day. So now I just apply it to something else. These are skills you can use in other areas of life. Especially if you have a problem with consistency, which is a big problem these days, because we want microwave success, we want instant success. And that's not the way the world works. I mean, we've been sold that's propaganda. We've been sold that's the way the world works, but it doesn't. Things don't just happen. I mean, it may hit for some people, but that's like 1 in a million. It's not typical. The typical thing is to keep chugging away at it until something happens, or just stay in the process. Keep at it. And that's what I've resolved to do. Between these two channels, this channel ain't going nowhere, and my piano channel ain't going nowhere. It's not. I'm going to be doing the piano thing. Is going to last the rest of my life. It's a skill that I'm going to have the rest of my life. That skill ain't going nowhere. Even though I gave up on it for a period of time, that skill ain't going nowhere. I have a skill that I could use for the rest of my life. I have a skill that I could teach for the rest of my life. I have a skill that I could hone in on and teach myself the rest of my life, or get a teacher if I want. I could do all of that. I have the rest of my life to do it. So to document my progress and to teach somebody else what I've learned is basically a lifelong situation. And when you look at YouTube like that, or social media in general, as a lifelong situation, it's not going anywhere. Bottom line, social media platforms are all about you. That's what it's all about. And for the rest of your life, you can document whatever. I think the best way to go is to document your journey, document your progress. Try to get something done and document your journey, document your progress. I can't say that enough. I think that's the most important thing you can do, because there are other people who's trying to take on a similar journey, and they're running into some problems, and you may have some answers or some solutions to the problems because you've been there already. And that's what makes it so important to document your journey, and it makes it worthwhile. And the journey never ends for as long as you live. Most of us live long lives. The average of any person is to live a long life. You know, death is not common as you think it is. And I know that's something crazy for me to say because I've experienced a lot of death in my life. But, it's not as common. It's not common to die. If you look at insurance statistics, they know this. This is why there's a whole insurance industry, because they know it's not common to die. Most likely, you're not going to get into an accident. Most likely, you're not going to get sick. Most likely, you're going to live a long life. That's how things are set up now. And I know we don't like to think that way. We like to think the worst. But death is not common. It's not. Okay? So we have a long way to go. Why would I stop? And so that's how I'm looking at YouTube now for both these channels. This one and the piano channel. Why am I going to stop? For what? What am I stopping for? So we're going to keep this going. I'm going to keep on going for the rest of my life. Yeah, I'm going to get better in the process. And hopefully you'll learn something from my journey. Hopefully I'll have something to share to help somebody else. Because one thing I've always been good at, I will say this about myself. One thing I've always been good at is motivating other people. Now, I might not be able to motivate myself, which is crazy, but I get other people to do things that are good for themselves. I've made so many people go to college and get their education and change their financial lives. Like people I know, like, go back to school, girl, go back to school. So many people. I've known one friend of mine, she caught the bug. I was like, listen, go back to school. And I went back to school. So I was like, go take an online class. Go do it. It's easy. It's simple. You'll be able to do it. You're too smart not to finish this. Like, go do it. She did it. She caught the bug. She went and got her master's degree. I was so proud of her. Like, wow. Then I think about it, I was like, wow, a suggestion from me helped change her life. And she's not the only one. She's not the only one. I think differently. And I guess it's me in the pipe dream thing. Hey, I am a musician. I'm a creative thinker, I guess. Sometimes I don't think I am, but I guess I am, because I guess I do think outside the box. I've done some things in my life that's a bit outside the box. I'll try things. I'll try different things, even if it's insane. Listen, I was doing MLM. I thought I was going to get rich off of Herbalife. I guess that's what keeps this hope alive and got me. Now I'm doing YouTube. But I've seen people make money off of YouTube, but I've seen people make money off of Herbalife too. So, I mean, I actually, funny, quick story, quick aside. I remember going to Boston. My downline leader was under this very huge downline out of Boston. But here's the kicker. This family was in Herbalife from like the beginning. So, you know how they say that, especially with network marketing or MLM, that if you really want to make the most money, you probably should get in at the beginning, because like if you're coming in later, you're least likely to build a downline deep that will make you any money. Well, that's what they say. And so this person and his family, he was from a veteran family that's been at Herbalife since like 85 or 84. It started like 85, 84. So they was in it from like the very beginning. Went to Boston for a meeting there with my downline leader or whatever. And afterwards we went to a little get together at his downline leader, the one whose family's been in there from the beginning, his house. And boy, oh boy, woo! Yeah, he got rich off of it. He was living. I mean, so people can make money in network marketing. They can make money in MLM, but super hard. Most don't make any money. And I believe that you don't have to start from the beginning to make that money. I believe people can start today and make money. Here it is. You just have to be good at talking to people. You have to be good at sales. And network marketing, they have great sales training. You just have to go out and do it. You got to apply it, right? As with anything. But anyway, I'm a creative, and so I try different things, and that's been my whole life. I've always tried to be outside the box. Listen, I was in high school talking about I'm going to start a gospel choir, and we're going to go in the studio. I was posting flyers around the high schools like, come to room such and such Friday at such and such, and we're going to have a rehearsal for a recording choir for gospel music. I didn't know how I was going to get into the studio. I didn't know. I just started moving towards it. And the first rehearsal, I had like 100 people. I had a whole mass choir. And kept on chugging along. And within a year, a guy approached me and was like, how would you like to go into the studio? I was like, yeah, bet. Paid for the whole thing. Did a live recording. Then did a studio session. I wish I had access to that audio, those tapes and CDs. They were tapes at first and then CDs. In one of my moves, I lost that material. I wish I didn't. I went back to the producer guy and I asked him, I said, do you have the masters? And he said, no, I don't have. I'm like, how don't you have the masters? You're the one that paid for it. You didn't keep none of this stuff? And I wasn't the only person he recorded. He recorded other people too. put out a compilation CD of all the people he recorded. I'm like, how didn't you keep that? And this was a couple years ago. I said, how didn't you keep that stuff? You're living in the same place. Like what? It wasn't in your basement? You didn't keep it in your basement? Why would you do that? Why would you lose access to this stuff? But anyway, I just went out there and put myself out there, and next thing you know, I was in the studio. So, I guess faith and belief works. If you believe you can do something, I guess, God or the universe or whatever will start sending things your way to help you achieve your goal. And so maybe that same principle will apply here. I'm doing this on faith, but I'm not, again, I'm not just like, good thing is I got a job. I work. I make good money. It is good money. Don't get me wrong. It's just not, I'm not getting paid what I'm worth. I took a pay cut. So that's not good. I still make good money though. I still have a nice house, a $500,000 house. Live in a nice neighborhood. My wife and I are doing pretty good. We kind of lost some income along the way, but we still have money at the end of the month after all the bills are paid. Smaller amount, but we still got money at the end of the month. So it's good to have a job while trying to get a side hustle started, because you're not acting out of desperation. So I'm not in a place of desperation. I don't need YouTube for the money. So it's something I could use to build a skill right now. Some people will drop everything, quit everything, and be like, oh, I'm just going to do this full time. I'm not doing that. Not now anyway. Now, if I lose my job and I'm forced to do this every day, that will only benefit, because I found out that posting every day, and even multiple times every day, can only benefit you.